Hey, this is Andrew with Metal Assault, and I'm here with Kaoru and DIR from DIR Gray. So, first tell me about the meaning of this new album title. What does it mean? What can people expect from it in terms of the lyrical content and the title itself?
新しいアルバムの意味について教えていただけますか？
そうですね。自分たちの置かれている状況や日本の状況やいろいろ含めて人それぞれ好きなように感じてもらっていいですけども、これから先に向かって何か光がみんなに俺らにもみんなにもなんか訪れるようにという単純に言えばそういう感じの意味合いで。
Okay, so considering the environment and the situation that we're in, also definitely including Japan, considering the disaster. People can interpret the meaning of the title in their own varying ways, but plainly, simply, the title definitely means that it will shine a light towards people, to ourselves, and just everybody listening to that music.
Cool. And because that disaster happened so recently, in what way did that inspire you, musically?
震災がどのように音楽的にインフルエンスしましたか？インパクトを与えましたか？
その震災があって直接その音楽とか曲に直接影響したっていうことはないと思うんですけど、やっぱ精神的なところでやっぱすごく日本国民全員が受けたダメージ、痛みであるし、本当自分たちもそのアルバム制作中に起きた震災で一時は本当続けていくのかちょっとやめて中断するのかっていう時もあって、でメンバー全員で話をして、俺たちが今できることやれることは何なのかっていうところで、俺たちは完成させよう、アルバムを完成させようっていう思いで、いろいろ余震もありながら、明日日本がどういうふうになっているのかもわからない状況で不安な気持ちの中続けてアルバムを完成させることが自分たちにとっての希望になってたり、そういった流れで、できたアルバムなんで、すごく前作とはやっぱ意味合いの違うものになってると思います。
So the disaster itself didn't directly completely impact us, but at a psychological or emotional level, it is a damage that not just us, but the entire nation as a whole, citizens, the Japanese people had received. It was a very big damage. And the thing is, the disaster had actually struck during the time we were recording in the studio. And so actually we had to contemplate, stop, and think about whether to continue creating the album or not. But after talking and meeting together, we decided that what we can do as a team or as a member, as a group, was to actually continue to make the album. And the album itself had become a light. The album itself had become hope. I wanted to bring that hope to, our listeners. And, so definitely the disaster had impacted the album, and it is something different from the previous one. It takes on a different meaning.
Right. And the previous album was released within a year of the album before that, and this one is 3 years since the last album. So was that something which they did on purpose in terms of taking longer with the whole process?
前回のアルバムとその前のアルバムの間が1年 けど、今回は3年かかってますけれども、それには何か意味合いがあるんですか？
まあ意味合いというか、今回はその発売日とか、締め切りを決めずに、割と長い、制作期間をこう置いて作りたいなと思ってたんで、単純にちょっと時間がかかってしまいましたって感じ。
So in comparison to the previous album, we had actually decided to not come up with a press or a release date or actually a due date for the album. We wanted to take a longer time and allow the music to take its course, and so that had inevitably just allowed us to, or had taken a little longer than it did before.
Cool. I've noticed that every album is different from the previous one, so does that continue with this album? Can fans expect something different this time as well?
毎回アルバムの要素が少し違うと思うんですけれども、今回もそういうふうにちょっと違った点はありますか？
アルバムを毎回こう制作するときに、あらかじめアルバムのテーマっていうのを決めて作っていってるわけじゃなくて、自分たちでもやっぱ初めは全然こう見えてない状況の中でメンバーそれぞれが曲を作ってきて、でまたメンバーで集まってその一曲一曲をこうアレンジしていって曲を仕上げていくんですけど、一曲一曲上がっていく中でイメージが少しずつ見えてきて、やっぱ最終的にこうイメージが見えてくるのってすごくこうもう曲がほぼ出揃ってきた状態でこうそこ最後の一つパズルの最後のピースがこう埋まるような感じで、そうですね、見えてくるんで、毎回望む気持ちは変わらないですけどね。
So we always have a same passion and same feeling when we're making the album, but the thing is, it's not as though we come up with a specific theme or an imagery beforehand. And so we individually, as a member, create music and we bring it together. And we challenge one another and we look at each piece and we put them together like almost as puzzle pieces. And when all the puzzle pieces come together and the last one fits, that's when we actually find the imagery of the album. And so that's where the theme actually comes out.
Cool. So, because of it being so different every time, it surprises me that there's such a huge fan base because they don't have a particular style to kind of, like. So, are you guys surprised that you have such a huge following?
なんか大きなファンベースになんか驚かれたりすることはありますか？毎回アルバムの要素が少し違ったりスタイルが違ったりするんで、なんていうのかな、続けてずっとなんていうかフォローしてファンとして続けて応援してくださってる人が多いっていうのはやっぱりどういうふうに感じられてますか？
そうですね、やっぱ彼らとか彼女たちがいるから自分たちはこうやって活動できるし、何かを作ってライブもできるし、すごく感謝してるし、でも音楽を作る、曲を作ってライブをすることもなんていうかな、単純にショーっていう感覚ではなくて、自分たちは自分たちとの戦いというか、自分たちの心の中にあるものをステージで吐き出したり、曲にしたり、映像にしたりしてるんで、なんか単純に曲がちょっとこう雰囲気が変わったからとか、そういうことだけじゃなく、俺たちのことをこう見てくれてる人たちが多分昔から今まですごくたくさんコアなファンっていうのはいてくれてると思うんで、すごく信用してるし大事な存在だと思います。
We really appreciate the fact that we have a big fan base, and it's because of them that we actually are able to continue what we do right now. But concerning just creating the music, it's not just simply that we like to create music and we like to go on a show, but it's not just that simply, but it is more like a challenge to ourselves. We're battling within ourselves, and on stage or even within the song, we pour out what we have within us, and I think we have a fan base that sees that connects with us as well, and not just the song, but with us personally. And that's why we have a big trust and respect for our fans, and they are very important to us.
Cool. So, do you think that you'll continue to kind of, push the creative boundaries and do something which surprises people every time, with future albums as well?
これからも人に驚きを与えるようなそのクリエイティブなものを含めて前進していきたいと思ってらっしゃいますか？
もちろんそうだし、メンバー自身が、ディル・アングレに対してすごく刺激をまずは自分たちで刺激を求めて、でその刺激を受けたものを見せていきたいなと、毎作毎作毎章毎章やっていきたいなと思ってます。
And so yes, definitely we like to, but we as a group, as during Gray, we like to continue to be in the newness and find new influences and find things that impact us and continue to provide that newness or the surprises.
Right, and with this new album, there'll be a limited edition which has a DVD and 2 LPs. So would you like to talk about, what that's all about and why people should order that limited edition?
リミテッドエディションのDVD と LP があると聞いてるんですけれども、なんていうのかな、皆さんにね、その購入してもらう中で何か伝えできることとかありますか？
そうですね。DVD はサンって曲の PV が入ってるんですけど、自分らがデビューした時の曲なんですけど、その時の PV の中に現在の俺らがいるっていう面白い PV になってるんで、それはちょっと面白いと撮るかなんじゃこれって撮るか見た人次第と思うんですけど、それはちょっと面白いかなと思います。
As a feature of the limited edition DVD and LP, there's, I think you're familiar with the song Sun or
Yeah.
Sun? And then Zan?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, the music video is our previous music video when we had actually debuted. But within that music video, our current selves are actually in it. And so some people might take it that it's funny or interesting, or some people might actually wonder what it's all about. But I think it will be something, that might attract attention, that people might want. Yeah.
Cool, so that's on the DVD then.
That's on the DVD.
Yeah, awesome.
DVD.
And the album comes out I think August 1st, right? Here?
Second.
August 2nd. Okay. So after that, what is the band planning in terms of touring, especially here in America?
それから何が計画されてますか？ツアーに関して。
8月は、ヨーロッパツアーで、9月、10月、11月ぐらいまで日本国内でツアー回って、で11月の末から南米で12月に北米っていうのを予定しています。
And so starting August, we'll be touring Europe, and within the months of September through maybe parts of November, we'll be in Japan. And towards the latter half of November, towards the end of December, we'll be in South America and also in the United States.
Cool. So, you guys have toured the US a few times before, with Apocalyptica last year, and then before, previously with Deftones and all those bands. So what are the best memories, from US tours?
アメリカで以前ツアーされてますけれども、その時の一番思い出に残っていることとかってありますか？
れくらい前やったかちょっと忘れたんですけど、ライブのことじゃないんですけど、ライブのリハーサルでどこの会場だったかな、ちょっとそれも忘れたんですけど、リハーサルしてて自分がサウンドチェックでこうギターを鳴らしてたんですよ。そしたらドーンと音がして、何やろうと思ったらこんなでっかいスピーカーが上から落ちてきて、その自分の出してる音の振動で落ちたみたいで、それぐらいその PA のやつがでかい音出してたのかなと思って。でもこの人とかこう笑ってるんですよ。大丈夫大丈夫、帰るからみたいな。それ人おったら死んでるだよそれぐらいなんかアメリカってすごい国だよなと思いました。
I actually don't really remember where it was, and not particularly sure when it was, but it was actually during a rehearsal when I was, sound checking, playing my guitar, and I guess the sound was so big, the speaker had fallen over, and it was a really big thud while I was playing. And the funny thing was, just people around there had just laughed about it and said they'll just replace it. And that stunned me because I realized, just the American style and just the difference that I've seen before culturally.